Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, another chat with me over my chai. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about weight loss and specifically weight maintenance because this is a thing that a lot of people struggle with. I talk to a lot of women in my coaching programs and stuff like this, and they often say, I can lose weight. I was in this diet and that diet and that diet, but I wasn't able to maintain my weight, right? I gained it all back and all of these things. Now, there's so many reasons why this could be because the diet wasn't sustainable, because there's too much restriction, because life happens, because people haven't built healthy habits, and all of these things. There are so many reasons why people regain weight. But there are these two reasons that people underestimate, that they underestimate the importance of and overlook. Okay, so the first thing is sleep. Now, I know you've heard this before, but today I wanted to explain to you why sleep is important, right? Now, sleep is important because when we don't sleep, our hormones they go out of whack, essentially. That's the easiest way I can put it. Our hunger is going to be upregulated, means we'll be hungrier. Our glucose metabolism is going to be impacted, meaning we're not going to metabolize sugars and all of these things that much well, right? We're not going to do that job really, really well. The body is going to struggle. If you're training, the body is going to struggle to recover from your training, all of these things. Now, there's a study that was a really interesting study. It took two groups of people. One group, they limited their sleep to 4 hours, right? Another group, they limited their sleep for 9 hours for a duration of time. I don't remember the exact time. I want to say a week, but I really don't remember the exact time, but for a duration of time. And then they told them you can eat as much as you want. So the only thing that's changed is the number of hours they're sleeping, right? And then they can eat ad libitum, which means they can eat however much they want. And what tend to happen is the people who slept for 4 hours, they consumed 300 calories more than the people who slept for 9 hours. And this consumption in calories wasn't necessarily in the main meal, so your standard breakfast and lunch and dinner. The overeating actually came into play as snacks. So they snacked more. As a result of snacking more, they ended up consuming more calories. And then as a result of consuming more calories, they ended up gaining body weight, right? So people who slept less, ate more, caused them to gain more weight. Now, not only did it cause them to gain weight, this study showed that they actually gained the weight around the abdominal region. They gained visceral fat. Visceral fat is that kind of fat that we don't want, because this is a kind of fat that is around your organs, and this is the unhealthy fat. So you've got subcutaneous fat. This is the fat under your skin. I know we don't like it, but it's actually the healthy fat, right? It's the fat that you don't see inside in your abdominal region around your organs. This is a scary fat. And this is what these people who didn't sleep enough gained. And guess what? This fat is the one that leads to insulin resistance. And then insulin resistance leads to things like diabetes and PCOS and all these other issues, right? So sleep is so important, and it's important beyond just losing weight for the size, but it's actually important because it can actually impact your health and your well-being. Because if that lack of sleep is causing you to gain weight, right, and if that excess fat that you're gaining is going around your organs in your abdominal region, and if the location of the fat is then causing insulin resistance, you can see these unwanted cascading events happening, right? So please, please, please get sleep. Sleep will prioritize sleep now. I understand some of us are moms with young babies and stuff like that. May Allah make it easy for you. This isn't to judge you, and I totally understand that, right? This is more for people who can actually sleep, but they choose to do other things like watching Netflix or being on social media all hours of the night and stuff like that, right? And mom, when the baby gets a bit older, when you can actually sleep, do try to get enough sleep, inshallah. Okay, so number one, sleep is so important for weight loss and weight maintenance. If you don't want to gain that weight back, and then, like I said, it is beyond just the fat that you're gaining, it's the unwanted, unhealthy effects that are coming up as a result of that gain. So this is the first thing that's overlooked. The other thing that is overlooked is the importance of resistance training, very specific resistance exercise, right? Now, we know one of the impacts of, of losing weight is that our hunger goes up, right? It goes up because the body goes, oh, no, this is too much. This person's going to starve me and all of these things. So your ghrelin hormone goes up, your appetite is upregulated, and you start to consume more calories because you're hungrier, right? Now, studies have shown that one of the reasons this can happen is when people lose muscle mass at the same time as fat mass. And you see this in people who don't resistance train during their weight loss. Right? Because what tends to happen is when you lose lean mass, in this case, muscle mass, the body goes, no, this is starving. Because remember, muscle mass is so important for the body. People die from starvation because they don't have any more muscle to break down to get amino acids. That's how people die from starvation. And your body is going to want to do everything it can to stop that from happening. So when you're trying to lose weight, and if your means of losing weight is only through dieting and not resistance training, then that can be really hard because your appetite is going to be up there as your body tries to stop you from losing any more muscle mass, right? So what tends to happen is hyperphagia happens. This is when you overeat, right? And then what studies have shown is once someone overeats and then the lost lean mass is regained, the overeating goes back down again. By now, you've already regained all the weight you've lost. So the advice is, if you're trying to lose weight, resistance train at the same time to help you maintain as much muscle mass as you can so that you can regulate your appetite better, right? So you don't overeat. So then you're able to create the caloric deficit that you want to lose the fat that you want. And it's shown people who've lost weight and who've continued to resistance train, the chances of maintaining that loss is much higher. Why? Because they can manage their appetite and their hunger and all of that stuff. Okay, so just reiterate two things that people overlook. Number one, sleep, super important, because when you don't sleep enough, chances are you're going to snack a lot more and eat a lot more and consume more calories, causing you to gain body fat. And studies have shown the body fat is usually around the abdominal region, which is the really, really unhealthy fat that we don't want. Okay. Number two, resistance training is super important because it helps you regulate your appetite. People who just lose weight through dieting are going to lose fat and muscle mass at the same time, and this is going to freak out the body. This can make you eat so much more as the body wants to regain all that mass that is lost. But if you resistance train at the same time, then you can manage your appetite so much better and even maintain that loss after you stop your diet or your weight loss. Okay, that's it from me. If this was helpful, leave me a comment, share it around, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.